Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Do you know what today is? It is that fun challenge. It's the Just Our Imagination challenge. Oh my goodness, and are we gonna have some fun today? So I hope you enjoyed today's video and the playlist. But before we get to it, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my sweet, sweet Oliver. If you're returning, you know we love you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting.
Okay, DIY number one. So I'm going to take 3 of these wood pallet signs from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the hanger from the back of each one using my little pick and my staple remover. And then I'm going to paint or wax each one of them with my Waverly Antique Wax. I'm just going to brush it all on, and then when I get that covered, I'm going to use a paper towel to wipe off all the excess. And as you can see, I'm just kind of doing the back. I do this all over the front, through the slats, and in the back until they're all covered. And then I took some of this removable wallpaper. I got this a year or two ago from Hobby Lobby. They come out around Christmas time. And I have these wood squares that come in the pack from Dollar Tree, that's 6 in a pack. I'm going to trace 3 of them out on that paper, and then I'm just going to cut those out. And since it's removable wallpaper, I decided to go ahead and coat my wood pieces with my Type Bond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue. And then I'm removed the backing from this vinyl, and I'm going to lay it right on top of each of my wood pieces. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to just kind of mark where I have it laid, so that way I know where to put my glue. And then I'm going to use wood glue here, and I'm just going to go all along the areas where that wood piece is going to fit. I'm just going to lay it right over there, and then any extra glue that spilled over, I just wiped it off. Then I took these wood letters. I think these are 4 inches. They're from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to paint them with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson. And then after they were dry, I took my Type Bond multi-surface glue here, and I am just going to add each letter to each square that is on these signs. Now this is more of a rustic Christmas. I love this one. This is I kind of got the idea because I did a winter theme last January, I think December or January, that I did something similar with these palettes, and I really love how this one came out. So I took some of these little garland, I can't remember what they call them, garland pick thingies from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just gonna hot glue it around my little square here. And it did take about 1 and maybe a little more than 1.5, maybe 1 2/3 of a pick here. I'm just going to cut it down with my wire cutters. And then after that, I took some of these little berries that I think they come from Hobby Lobby. Anyways, I cut them off the little picks that they're on, and I'm just using my hot glue to just kind of glue them around the greenery piece here. And I think I have 7 of them, so I'm just going, I don't go around the top, I just go down the sides. Then I'm going to take my twine and make a 2-loop finger bow, and I'm just going to wrap my fingers twice. I'm going to bring that long tail up and around and through my fingers and up and go through that loop that I just made, and then you pull really, really tight. And then after that, I'm just going to trim down the tails, and then I use my little lighter here to just kind of get all the fuzzies off of that twine, and then I'm just going to glue it right to the top. And I did that with each one of those palettes. And then using my Type Bond glue and hot glue here, I'm going to glue on some ribbon on the back. And then I was thinking about it, I probably could have just used one of the glues, because you'll see what I do here in a minute. But when I got done, I'm just going to dovetail the ends, which I should have done before I laid that on there, because man, that was kind of awkward trying to cut them. And then I took my stapler, and I'm like, this would be perfect. I'm just going to staple all of this in to make sure it is nice and secure and it doesn't come off. Now, again, if you don't want to see those staples, you don't have to do this part, but I want to make sure it's on there nice and secure. And then I just stapled on a little hanger at the top, and that's all there is for this one. I really love how this came out. I hope you do too. You'll have to let me know in the comment box below. Okay, today is the Just Our Imagination Challenge that I host along with Miss Kathy with Kathy Joe DIYs. And we host this on the second Monday of every month. And we always have 3 must use items. And then we get together and we vote on the ones that we just thought was the most creative. And of course, it has to be pretty. And we always have such a challenge picking a winner, but this month we picked Lynn with Fidget DIY. She's got a new channel, and so we're happy to have her be a guest host this month. And she had made those beautiful cherry blossoms out of paper towels, and the cotton things she made out of duster, and we just loved what she used those for. And so make sure you check out her channel as well as Kathy Joe's, and I will have a link to their channels as well as the playlist in my description box below, so make sure you check them out. I am sure you won't be disappointed. Okay, so with all of that being said, DIY and number 2. So for this DIY, I'm going to take one of these barn signs from Dollar Tree. I'm removing the staples from the back because they use staples to staple on the little trim. They use glue and staples. So see, they're trying to be secure too. Then I took my Cricut spatula. Well, this is actually the Dollar Tree brand, and I'm just going underneath that trim there, which also goes underneath the paper, and look how easy it comes off. I just love it when it comes off like that. And then I'm just going to take that Cricut spatula to get off all the rest of that paper. And then once it was all off, I spritz it down with water. I let it sit for about 5 minutes. And when you do this, you want to make sure it's nice and wet. You don't want to see any dry spots. Then about 5 minutes later, I take my paint scraper and I just scrape off all that extra water, paper and glue, and I just love it. And then I painted it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color Crimson, and then I painted that trim with ink by Waverly. And then after that was dry, I took this beautiful rub-on transfer that I received from Miss Martha. Thank you, Martha. I just loved these and I couldn't wait to use one. So I am going to just lay it right in the front of my sign here, and then I'm just going to rub it. And you don't have to rub these very hard, but I was really kind of worried because they are kind of sticky, and I was worried it was going to pull off my paint. It did in just a couple spots that was really, really tiny. You could barely see it, but I'm just trying to be really careful pulling that off. And there it is. I just love that one. Oh my goodness, that Highland cow is so adorable. So then I just took my Titebond glue here again, and I'm going to glue that trim piece on top of my little barn shaped sign. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to take some of these bamboo sticks that I get from Amazon, and I'm going to cut them down to make a little window, and I'm just cutting the ends at an angle and making sure that they're all the same size. The top and the bottom are the same size, and the 2 sides are the same size. And then I'm going to paint them all with my Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. Once they are dry, I'm going to use my Titebond glue here and glue them all in place just like you see. And one of the things that I like about the Titebond glue is that it does dry quickly, but you do have a little bit of time to move things around, and that's why I'm not really pressing down hard on my pieces when I lay them down, because I want to make sure that it all fits correctly. And then once I have them all laid in place where they need to go, then I'll push down a little firmer so that it really adheres. I took one of these garland sticks, garland sticks, that's not what they're called. Whatever they are called. Garland ties, that's what they're called. I took another one and I made a circle out of it, making a wreath. I'm going to glue it right in the middle of that window. And then I'm going to take some more of those little berry things, and I'm just using my wire cutters to cut them off. And then I'm just going to glue them inside of the little wreath that I made. And I just love this. This is just so cute. I thought about doing something a little bit more. I thought about taking this barn and putting it like on a big sign, but I just thought it was really cute the way it was, so I just left it like it was. Now, I found this in my stash, and I was surprised because this came with some like Christmas cutouts last year, I think, or the year before. I got them from Amazon, and all my Christmas ribbons are packed away. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh, this will be perfect. So I just made a little bow, and I'm going to glue it right on my wreath there. And then I'm going to take my Snow Tex. Now my Snow Tex is getting old and dry. I'm going to have to get a new bottle. But I am just going to go over the top of my barn here to make it look like it's got snow. I'm going to go all over the top of it, and I think I even go over the wreath with it. I do kind of brush a little bit onto the front. I kind of wanted to make it look like it had some snow on it, but yeah, I should have. What I really wanted to do was make little dots to make it look like snow. But anyways, it is what it is. I love how this came out. I'm just going to take the hanger that I took off of it. I'm going to just staple it right back on. And then that's all there is for it. I love how this thing came out. I just think, of course, I love Highland cows, and I just think it's adorable. You'll have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below.
Wake up? Want a treat? Do you want a treat? I'll get you a treat. You probably want some food. You want some food? He knows those words. His ears perk up when he hears both those words. You know what? He never really acted like he knew the word, I love you too, the word food, until I switched his food over to the farmer's dog. And ever since then, it's like I saw such a change in him. He is more active and playful. Before, he would sniff his food and walk away, and just, but now he goes straight to it, eats it all up. Once in a while he doesn't eat very much, but I think that's because he's getting too much table scraps from people around this house. But anyways, and thankfully he is a small dog, because that stuff can be kind of expensive, and he doesn't eat a lot. So in fact, I have to pause my subscription a little, because we still haven't gotten into the food that the last ones that they shipped. So anyways, off with that. We don't need to talk about that anymore. Anyways, I just love this little doggy. I know you guys love it too. I know you guys enjoy seeing him, but he is just such a sweetheart, and we just love him. But he needs a bath. He hates it when I say that word. He knows, and he doesn't like it, and he runs from me when I say that, and he growls at me. But yeah, he's got something in his hair. I don't know what he gets into, but he keeps getting sticky stuff in his hair. I keep blaming it on my granddaughter, but I don't really think it's her. So I don't know. I think I got hair on me. You're shedding on me? Anyways, he doesn't normally shed. But okay, let's quit talking about little Oliver, and let's talk about this playlist. Oh my goodness, I love this playlist. It is so much fun, and the challenge items can be so much fun, and it's so fun to think of other ideas or other items to pick that can be challenging, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So I hope you enjoy. I know a lot of you enjoy this challenge, and if you're new here, I hope you're enjoying it too. But again, if you are new here, I'd love it if you'd hit that red subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family. I would just love to get to know you. If you comment in that comment box and just tell me about yourself, let me know you're new. I just love it. And then, of course, those of you that are returning, you guys are just so special to me. And I just love reading your comments and getting to know you as well. And I appreciate every one of you guys that are always coming back every month, or not month, every video, every week, every 2 weeks, or 2 videos a week. Yeah, that's what I do normally. I just appreciate it all. And yeah, I'm just glad you're all here. So I will quit taking up your time. I will continue on with the video. So with all of that, let's get on with the crafting.
Okay, DIY number 3. So these are our must-use items. I picked badminton birdies, and then Lynn picked just some kind of plastic food container. So we had some yummy chocolate muffins that I bought just so that I could have the container for this. And then these little fish balls, which Kathy Joe had picked. So I took some alcohol here, and I'm just rubbing it all on. I'm cleaning the glass with the alcohol because I'm going to paint it, and you just want to make sure it's nice and clean. And then I'm going to paint both of those with my Waverly chalk paint in the color hazelnut. Now, I did rustic, I did farmhouse. Now, you know I have to do some kind of gingerbread, right? So once I had both of those painted, I'm going to take my pencil here, And I'm going to go ahead and draw some eyes, just like you see. And I'm going to draw a nose with my pencil and then draw a mouth. I just love doing this because it helps me, since I'm not great at drawing, just have a surface that I can follow with my paint pens. So I'm using a paint marker here, and I'm just going over the eyes. Now I stopped at I did this, and then I color the bottom part white, and I wish I would have stayed at that, but off screen I did add some Lagoon by Waverly in with the eyes, and it's okay, but it's not what I was really going for, and I don't know why I did it, but I did anyways. It just kind of really pops out when you look at it. You'll see it in the final reveal here, or in a little bit. But anyways, I as you can see, I colored in the mouth, and I'm giving some eyelashes, and I'm going to use my Posca paint pen to color in the nose, but I really didn't like that red color, so I went ahead and covered it with Waverly chalk paint in the color crimson. And then after that, I'm going to add some, this is where I'm going to do the white along the bottom of the eyes. And then I'm going to add a few little dots on the top with that white. Yeah, I should have just left it like it was, but I was trying to make it like Kathy Jo's. She always makes such cute eyes for her gingerbread people. And yeah, I don't know. I should have planned ahead and planned it at the beginning instead of trying to add it after the fact. But anyways, I'm just adding my little white things. I added one on the nose too. I just don't think I showed that. Then I took my badminton birdie, and I'm just going to cut this ruffly, lacy piece off on the bottom. And they're really super easy to cut. And then I'm going to cut a little slit down that, open it up, and then I'm going to glue this, hot glue it to the top of one of my glass fish bowls, and this is the one that doesn't have the painted face. So then I took some little buttons that I had. I'm painting them both with my crimson color, and once they were dry, I'm going to glue them onto the front of this is going to be the gingerbread body. Now I did not give my gingerbread any hands or feet, but instead I took these two round coasters. They normally are from Hobby Lobby, but I got them at a yard sale. They were 25 cents each, and I'm going to paint them both with my hazelnut color. And once they're all dry, I'm going to take another one of those badminton birdies. I think I used like 6 of these maybe, and I cut it way down, and I'm just going to glue this around the edge of these coasters. And my whole idea for this was to make it look lacy. And then I'm going to make a finger bow with this baker's twine. But you guys, when I picked the badminton birdie, and when Kathy Jo picked the fishbowl, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And I know a lot of you said you're not really into Christmas in July, and I've said I'm going to do one more, and this is the whole reason why I did one more Christmas in July, because I wanted to do this with that birdie and the fish bowls. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my Titebond quick and thick glue to glue that bottom bowl onto that wood piece, and then now I'm going to glue the face part to the body, and then I'm going to use that Titebond. No, sorry, this is not Titebond. This is Fix-All glue by Dollar Tree, and I'm going to add the second wood piece, and we have this cute little candle stand. Now I could have went and dug for a bigger candle, but I was being lazy, so I only had that little tea light candle in my craft room. But look how cute she is. Oh my gosh, I just love it. I hope you do too. Okay, here is a celebration of your recreations. Oh my goodness. Beautiful Mary. She made all these beautiful patriotic DIYs. I love them, Mary. I love patriotic stuff. And then we have Lynette. She was very busy. She had some fun farmhouse and beautiful patriotic ones. She recreated my little mason jar there. I love it. Thank you, Lynette. And then we have Brandy. She made this, I think she said it was an old pot that was broken. I can't remember, but I thought it was a tire wheel, but it wasn't. But anyways, these are all repurposed things. She did a great job. Thank you, Brandy. And if you have a creation or recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to my email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger. Okay, DIY number 4. And this one, I'm going to take some of the Jumbo Craft sticks. I'm going to cut them in half, 2 of them. I'm cutting in half. And then I took 2 of those small wood little signs from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to, I measured, oh yeah, I'm taking my napkin here. I'm going to mark where the napkin fits because then I'm going to cut those wood pieces down with my box cutter. And I probably went over it 8 or 9 times, and then where I was able to bend it, and then I'm just kind of scoring it from the back so that it would uh, be easier to cut. And then I took those 2 pieces and I am going to connect them together using my half big craft sticks there, wood glue and hot glue. Then I'm going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. I'm going to paint front and back. And then Kathy Jo's gonna kill me. I'm just gonna add some Mod Podge to it and let it dry. I am going to cut out this napkin that Kathy Jo had sent me a while ago, and I am going to remove the backing, the 2 plies from that napkin, and I'm going to add it to my little sign here, covering it with parchment paper and going over it with my heat press. Now, you guys, I do not do very many Santa things, but this one, oh my goodness, I just absolutely love this, how this one came out. So after that was done, I went over it again with some more Mod Podge just to make sure that it was on there nice and secure and that it had that protective coat. And then once it was dry, I sanded off the excess that I had hanging over the end there. Then I'm going to take some more of these bamboo sticks and I am just measuring them, and I'm going to cut 4 of these pieces down, 2 for the sides and 2 for the top. And then I'm just using the piece that I cut to mark the next one and then cut that one down. And I hope I don't show you all of this. I don't think I do. Yeah, once I had all 4 of them, I took that plastic container, I cut it down, I marked where my wood piece was laying, and I'm going to cut that all out. I'm going to cut the sides out that are kind of rounded there. And then I laid my sticks out like I want them. I was using my square ruler to kind of help me keep them all straight. And then I'm going to add Titebond glue on top of them, and then I'm going to add my plastic piece right on top, just like you see. Then I took some more of those reed bamboo sticks, and I'm going to cut them down with angles on the ends, and I'm cutting them to fit all around what I just created. And then I'm just going to use my antique wax. I'm going to brush it all on each of those sticks. And then once it was fully covered, I took my paper towel and I'm just going to wipe it off. And I only did one side. I didn't do the back side. And then after that, I am going to glue the plastic piece here, the one with the plastic, on top of my napkin. Then I'm going to use my Titebond glue to glue these pieces on top of that plastic piece so that it covers those non-painted square or wood pieces. And because I wanted this to have just a little bit of a raised look. So once I did that, I just clipped them down so while my glue dried. And then I cut down some more of these bamboo sticks to put inside to make it look like a window. And then I'm going to use my Titebond glue to glue them in place. And you guys, I was just loving how this came out. It just really looks like you're looking in at Santa leaving the gifts, and I just love it. So then I just went ahead. I didn't like how you could see the edge there of the bamboo sticks and stuff, so I just went ahead with my braided jute cord that I love and went around it. Then I took my Snow Tex again, and I am just going to go all around the outside part of the plastic to make it look like there's snow, like there's frosted snow all around it. And yeah, I'm not ready for any snow, not ready for any frosting unless it's on a cake, but I am still loving my sunshine and my heat, but I love the way this came out. And yeah, it's adorable. Anyways, I added a little bit on top of the window piece there too, just kind of, I don't know, adding it a little bit everywhere. And then I took some of the jumbo tumbling tower blocks. I get these at Five Below. I'm going to paint 2 of them white, and then after they're dry, I'm going to take my Titebond glue here and a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to glue them onto the back of my sign so that it stands. And then we have this adorable little sign. And you know what? I was pretty tickled pink that I did not have to really use, other than the garland ties that I used, I really didn't have to use anything Christmassy, really, and then the napkin. But I mean, I guess I'm trying to say I really didn't have to get anything out of storage. There it is. I love how this came out. I hope you did too. Here is your final reveal. Let me know in the comment box which one was your favorite today. And if you're new and haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button, become part of our YouTube family. Make sure you give me that thumbs up, comment, all that fun stuff. I will be back again on Thursday with another video, so stay tuned for that. And with all that being said, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.